All right. Gonna try to get some people in. Also gonna try to share this live stream. All right. We're just gonna try to see if we can get some people to come on over. All right, we got 2 people so far. All right. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification bell and make sure you save. Make sure you share this live stream. I had to cancel because something wasn't working, but now hopefully things will be better this evening. So I'm also trying to hope I can finally fix the notification situation. Finally get that fixed. All right. So we got a lot of topics we're going to talk about today. And if anyone does decide to show up and wants to come in and create a potential panel where we could talk about stuff, I'll leave a link for you to come on in. Just make sure and like I said before, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit that notification. Yeah, I've been trying to do stuff to improve my channel. Maybe one day I might try to add some stuff. I'm not really sure, but make this channel more lively. But we want to talk about some stuff. So we want to talk about the chaos in DC. We had the chaos in DC, just basically the rioting that happened in DC. We might save that for a little bit later, though. I want to talk about our first topic, and that is the Deshaun Douglas situation. So I'm going to try to save. So let's bring that up. Hold on, I think I need to look at something real quick. All right, here we go. All right. So this is Deshaun Douglas. This man is a hero who defended himself, yet he's being treated like a criminal, and he was unfortunately arrested, but luckily they have released him. The problem is they have yet to get rid of the charges. So, for those who may not know, Deshaun Douglas was trying to defend himself in his home from a race soldier. Well, not a race soldier, but a racist who just happened to go around and just attack Deshaun Douglas, harass him for no reason at all. But Douglas was going to fight back, and he did fight back, even to the point where Douglas took out a weapon to defend himself, and he shot at the racist. But yet the police wanted to arrest Deshaun Jackson, even though he was in the right, because Mississippi is one of the few states that has stand your ground. Even if there was no stand your ground, Deshaun Douglas was the one that was still defending himself. And when they did find the reason why he got released from jail was because people put pressure on the police department because they were using the stand your ground laws to try to expose the hypocrisy with the stand your ground laws. Hey, King Maya Biza Belize. It's been a while. It's been a while. But yeah, well, good news is Deshaun Douglas is been released, but they still have those bogus charges on him, so they need to get rid. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you, King Maya, but yeah, they get thanks to black people, thanks to calling out the hypocrisy, we managed to help get Deshaun Douglas out of prison. But now we need to try to get those child charges off of him. We need to get them to drop the charges because he was in self-defense. So I will keep more into it. Oh, what happened? He was defending himself from a racist, but the cops end up arresting him when he was a black. The Mississippi is one of the states in the United States that has stand your ground, and he was using stand your ground to protect himself from a racist. Yet they arrest him when it was George Zimmerman, and he was attacking an unarmed Trayvon Martin, who Trayvon Martin was no threat and was not doing anything. They still let George Zimmerman use stand your ground, but they're not going to let Deshaun Douglas use stand your ground when he actually was in the right. Yes, Mississippi has a horrible, horrible history when it comes to racism. Yeah, when it comes to racism, Mississippi has a very horrible history with racism. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. I will look more into the situation to see if they finally drop the charges. But if there was anyone But here's the thing. If there was anyone that needed to be charged, it's out of Kyosha. I guess that's what that place is called. There was a cop by the name of, let me see if I can bring him up. Yeah, this guy right here should be charged. This guy's name is Rustin Shitsky. First, before I continue, I need to make sure everyone can see my. Yes, they do, King Maya. Yes, they do. All right. Now back to this. This is Rustin Shitsky. He was the cop in Keosha, Wisconsin, that was responsible for the shooting involving this man, Jacob Blake. Now, fortunately, good news is he's still alive to tell his tale. The bad news is he is paralyzed and he may never walk again. But the cop I just showed, this Rustin Zishki, he was the shooter, and he's getting off. But Deshaun Jackson over in Mississippi, he was defending himself. He was in fear of his life, but he can't get charges off of him. He couldn't even get bail. The only reason why Deshaun Jackson got out of jail was because of pressure by the black community. All right? We're showing the hypocrisy of this justice system, and that's what freed Deshaun Jackson. Now we just need to get those charges off. They need to find a way to persuade him to get those charges off. But here, a man who shot Jacob Blake in the back, he's going to be allowed to be scot-free. And Jacob Blake will not get justice. I mean, Jacob Blake is permanently paralyzed to a wheelchair and may never walk again. But this racist, corrupt officer gets to get away. All right. Let's see. But yeah, this shows you the hypocrisy of this justice system. This shows you the hypocrisy of this justice system. I mean, here's more hypocrisy right here. There's a case going on right now involving a race soldier and corrupt rape cop after shooting a black teen in the back. Now they're trying to remove the bullets or Pacific bullets so they can cover their tracks because they know they were in the wrong. Yeah, but we're not going to get into that. But I wanted to talk about, yeah, I'm trying to pull up the article. I might not be able to, but I'm just going to stop sharing my screen real quick. But yeah, that a black teen was shot in the back, and then the cop tried to cover his track by removing the bullets out of the back. Probably they're going to try to find a way to say that he was shot elsewhere and that they will not let the cop look bad. That the cop already looks bad just from shooting the innocent teen. So yeah, we got 3 situations involving race soldiers harming black men or boys with guns, or framing racists attacking black people, but the black person is the one that ends up in trouble. Right now, we also got the situation with Ahmaud Arbery. Wanted to bring it up just a little bit. Ahmaud Arbery situation is that the people that the McMichaels, the people that killed Ahmaud Arbery, their lawyer said that they don't want specific things. They don't want Ahmaud Arbery's family in the court. They don't want him with photos. They don't want people wearing Black Lives Matter or anything like that. Any incriminating record of Ahmaud Arbery, they're okay with that. But they're telling you this justice system is against black people. And what I just talked about with those couple of cases that I'm talking about now shows you how this justice system is racist against black people. King Maya, do you kind of want to come in? Because I could leave you a link if you want to come on in. We could discuss this. If not, then we could move on to our other topics, or we'll just move on to this topic, but I could just continue talking about the topics and stuff like that. Probably only going to get a few topics since if I don't have anyone, then I'm just only going to get to a few topics. But yeah, what's happening now is I want to talk about this Kamala Harris situation. And what this woman did. This as you know, Kamala Harris is the current upcoming vice president, the vice president elect. She will be the vice president inaugurated on. Okay, never mind. Okay. Kamala Harris is going to be the vice president starting on January 20th. So she was, yes, the Indian. So she had a couple of interviews where she brings up this story about when she about being a little girl, and then she said about freedom, because that's what she said. The comments that freedom, that what she said was a little girl and stuff like that. I want freedom, because I guess this was during the civil rights movement. But it turned out she lied about all that stuff, and that the story actually comes from a Playboy article evolving around Martin Luther King, saying what he saw when it came to this young little girl who confronted a race soldier. And she said freedom and stuff like that when Martin Luther King was talking during an interview with Playboy. And the people are putting the dots together and saying that the story that Kamala Harris is saying looks familiar to what Martin Luther King was talking about. That's when people put 2 and 2 together and say that she was stealing from Martin Luther King. And if that turns out Shame on Kamala Harris. Shame on her. Like, it was bad enough that what she did when she was prosecutor in the Senate, or what she did not do, but to plagiarize, to try to she's doing this to try to pander to black people, but she's plagiarizing because she knows the horrible stuff she has done when it that went was a detriment towards the black community. Yes, King Ma. That's what a lot of people and even myself is saying, and what was shown in a couple of articles talking about the situation. And she got busted. She got busted, I guess, and people are calling her out on what happened, but she's barely respond at all because she's too busy getting prepared to go into that to that vice presidency. Oh, which, by the way, Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff won the U.S. Senate seats in the state of Georgia. That means the Democrats get a majority, even though it's a 50-50 tie. The reason why Democrats get majority, even through a 50-50 tie, is because if the Democrats had 50 votes, the Republicans had 50 votes, and they needed a tiebreaker, Kamala Harris becomes because her status as vice president, she's involved with the U.S. The vice president is involved with the U.S. Senate. So what's going to happen is she is allowed to be the tiebreaker, and if she goes in favor of the Democrats, which because she's a Democrat, she will most likely do. Hey, Sparks, Penny. Hey, what's up? Which she will do. Then Democrats, if they want to, can get a lot of stuff passed, even with the 50-50 split, because like I said, the 51 majority vote, they're going to get the vote with the 51 majority vote, because now Kamala Harris gets to be the tiebreaker because she is the vice president. And the Republicans are mad, including one Mitch McConnell. And yes, Perdue and Loeffler. They're mad because they lost those seats and are out of the U.S. Senate. But the reason why other Republicans, including Mitch McConnell, is mad is because of this, they are no longer the majority. Instead, that means Mitch McConnell, or should I prefer to him as Bitch McConnell, because that's what he is, Bitch McConnell. Bitch McConnell loses his status as majority leader. Because he was the leader of the Republicans, and because Republicans were the majority, he would have been considered majority leader. And Chuck Schumer would have been remained as minority leader because he's the head of the Democrats of the U.S. Senate. But Bitch McConnell, because of the defeat of Perdue and Loeffler and the victories of Ossoff and Warnock, then he loses his status as majority leader. Because like I said, the Republicans are no longer the majority of the U.S. Senate. And Kamala Harris will be the tiebreaker if it was to get into a situation of a 50-50 vote, 50 Democrats, 50 Republicans tie. Now, if Republicans can get a few detractors from the Democrat Party to not vote on what Biden wants or anything that people want, blah, 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 then that still ruins Kamala Harris' vice president tiebreaker. And also, what was I about to say? They can filibuster still. But like I said, because the Democrats have the votes now, it'll be hard to filibuster what the Democrats want because Kamala is the tiebreaker. Another way where Kamala Harris may not be needed to now this will be one that's in favor of Democrats. Kamala Harris, if Democrats were to pass something without Kamala Harris's tiebreaker vote until the midterms, is if Joe Biden or if the Democrats in the Senate can persuade a few Republicans to vote in favor of the stuff that all 50 Democrats vote for. If that was to happen, Biden would still not need Kamala Harris because a few Republicans became the 51 or above vote that the Democrats need to pass stuff. Or it could be that maybe a few Democrats voted against something, but the Democrats was able to get enough Republicans to vote in favor of something to get the 51 majority vote that would pass something. And Kamala Harris will also not be needed. But it looks like what I believe is going to happen, and because of Mitch McConnell leading his troops, the Republicans, to vote for everything, to vote negatively against the Democrats. And if I know that most Democrats will be loyal to the Democratic Party and vote in favor of what they want, I'll most likely see there will be a number of votes where Kamala Harris will have to come in and be the tiebreaker. I just see it. I just see it, ladies and gentlemen. Those who come across this video, I just see it. But, yeah. Now, I wanted to go back. Kamala Harris should be ashamed for the plagiarizing of Martin Luther King's stories and stuff like that. But I want to go on to our next topic. Our next topic that we're going to talk about. Hold on a second. I gotta find what was that topic. Hold on, I forgot what it was. I thought there was something else. No, I know that there's one other topic that I know everyone wants to talk about. I talk about the Senate. Hold on. There was something I wanted to talk about. Oh, I remember now. It was this. Earlier, this woman by the name, I'm gonna share my screen real quick. It's a new chapter, Bess. We are some serious trouble. Okay. I'm going to bring up something real quick. I'm going to bring up this woman. This is Maya Perezzo. She has finally been arrested. She was responsible for assaulting that black teen who was the son of a jazz player in New York and fled to California, hoping that New York, because New York has no jurisdiction in California because she lives in California. And California has, at one point, did not give up this woman out of their district. But, yes, she was responsible for the attack. I did a video earlier talking about the situation. I was going to originally talk about this in a separate video, but I decided to bring it up now because I looked like I was running out of ideas. But she has finally been arrested. Now she needs to be charged with assault. Oh, she also needs to be charged for falsifying a situation. She lied on the black teen and said that she stole her iPhone. So that's defamation. So she needs to be in trouble for that as well. Hey, Ron Finkel. Oh, that was you that said that. Hey, Ronald Finkel. Hey, if any of you want to come on in, I'll leave a link. Hold on. We could talk about even previous stuff that we just talked about. I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. If y'all want to come on in and talk about the situation stuff, yeah, there's the link if y'all want to talk about it. I know you may not want to be able to. You're not modded here, Ronald? I need to fix that. Ronald Finkel, you're now a moderator here. I've seen you in the LDBC chats and stuff like that. Spark Penny, your mod will come one day. Keep showing up, keep supporting the channel, and one day your wrench will come. It'll take time, but one day you show that you're catered to supporting this channel, your wrench will come one day. I've seen Ronald before. I know Ronald a little bit longer. But if one day your wrench will come too. Wait a minute. I wonder if you're the same Penny. I know it says Sparks Penny. Are you Penny Sparks? Because sometimes I see where it's Penny Sparks. Are you that same individual? Because I know a Penny Sparks. Because I wonder if this is a new channel, a new account that, and a new title of your account. I just want to know if it's true. If it's true, then I will mod you as well. You know what? I'm gonna mod you anyway. So Sparks Penny, you're a moderator too. I'm thinking you're Penny Sparks. I mean, because you do have the name. Yeah, I think so. Oh, you backstage, Ronald? Okay. Yeah. All right, Ronald. I'm about to add you. Hey, Ronald, what's up?
How's it going, Jdawg? I think I've been following you for like 6 years.
Mm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Well, actually, I've started doing live stream. I'm started doing videos. I created my account in 2006, but I wasn't making videos. I was just a account who just was a viewer. I only started doing videos in 2017. That was after after Trump got brought into office, which, by the way, he's out. But I'm glad you followed me for so long. So I
Yeah, me.
talked about some recent topics. I've talked about the Deshaun Douglas. He's now been released from jail. He defended himself against a racist, but they arrested Deshaun Jackson, and they still haven't got rid of the charges, but he's been released even without bail. And the only reason why they released him, even though they put no bail, was because of pressure from us, and we've exposed the hypocrisy of the case. So I want to know your thoughts. Did you hear anything about Deshaun Jackson? And has there been anything more up if you managed to get to it before I did?
The only Deshaun Jackson I know is the football player used to play for the Eagles. Is this the same guy? Because I didn't hear
No,
about it.
no, this
Okay,
is this is a young individual. I don't know if he was a football player too, but I don't think it's that Deshaun Jackson. I mean, no,
okay.
and
No, I didn't hear
I
about
mean
it.
Deshaun Douglas. His name
Okay,
is
Deshaun.
Deshaun Douglas, not Deshaun Jackson.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, but here's what happened. This race, he wasn't a cop, but he was a racist who was harassing Deshaun Douglas. And one day, and this racist actually had a restraining order not to show up in Deshaun Douglas's property because this happened on Deshaun Douglas's property in Mississippi. But the racist wanted to try to use his white privilege to go harass, and he found out that Deshaun wasn't the one individual to just back down. He took out Deshaun took out his gun, defended himself because his life was threatened. Um, and he did it in self-defense. And Mississippi is a stand your ground and it's an open carry state, and it has stand your ground. So Deshaun Douglas did everything right, but the cops, you see, this shows you right there that these stand your ground rules, these open carry rules, this was meant to hurt black people and help white racists out because they're charging him with first degree murder. Now people are trying to pressure the justice system over there to drop the charges because he did everything in self defense.
That's a terrible story, but that's like spot on like how they look at us as inferior, even though there's supposed to be the same, laws in place to be able to open carry. It's sad. It's really sad, man. I mean, I really can't
Yeah,
understand it myself because it's like a double standard.
I know. And even if there was no stand your ground, here's the thing: you don't have to create a stand your ground, but even if there was no stand your ground, Deshaun Jackson was defending, and Deshaun Jackson was in his own property. He still was defending himself. So as long as there's evidence that he defended himself and was not the aggressor, he was his life was on the line. What, you're gonna just stand there and do nothing and let them attack and kill you? No, you're gonna do something.
They didn't
Um,
have a warrant, right? They didn't have a warrant.
no, what they had was that the racist had a restraining order. See, if the racist survived, the cops should have went after the racist for violating the restraining order. Okay,
Oh, okay.
yeah, they said he died, but others said he survived. And if he did survive, they should have arrested the racist because the racist violated the restraining order. And Deshaun was just defending his territory, including which is his home, as well as himself. And like I
Yeah.
said, it was thanks to us. We got on code and point out the hypocrisy on social media. There was some protesters in support of Deshaun Douglas, and that's what helped him get released out of jail.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, man. It's like you said, like he wasn't doing the wrong thing. I don't get mad at our people when they defend themselves correctly. It's just like we all gotta have morals, and like you said, he was like just protecting his home and like to get just for somebody to come into your home, that's a scary thing. For somebody to actually think they have a right to invade your space and you not defend yourself. That don't make no sense for the law to not just understand that. And when the law is supposed to be there for us too. And not just there for white people. It's sad, bro.
Yeah. And speaking of laws, law and order not being for black people, but only being for white people, Rusty Zitsky, that's what's the name. That was the cop responsible for shooting Jacob Blake in the back to the point that he was paralyzed and may never walk again. And then they even brought up Jacob Blake's past for domestic abuse. but the cop was in the wrong, and there was no warrant for any past issues with Jacob Blake. Jacob Blake was there to, I think, break up a fight or something.
Yeah, I
The
saw your
cop,
video.
yeah, I forgot to mention that part. That the reason why Jacob Blake was there was he wanted to help break up a fight, and someone called the police, and they went after Jacob Blake, and the cop shot him in the back, and now the cop is not going to be filed charges against, and he was in the wrong. And like I said to the people, and was it Keosha and Wisconsin, y'all need to get rid of that district attorney. Fine when he's up for reelection, if he's up for reelection, and then find a candidate that's going to punish police at the same time remove that district attorney. That's the same thing that the people in Louisville need to do when what's his name, Daniel Cameron is up for reelection. If he's up for reelection, they need to get rid of him as well. Both those district attorneys need to go because they are responsible for helping racist, corrupt cops harm or even kill black people.
How
Which,
do you feel about if you don't mind me asking you a question, how do you feel about like him, like Jacob Blake not actually, I get it. Like I know what Jacob Blake did. Like he basically came there and then he tried to break up the fight, but then somehow I guess the compliance wasn't in order. Like to me, we kind of get out of our mindsets sometimes about not complying. If it's not going to cause you harm, I just feel like a person should comply. That's just my opinion. You see what I'm saying? But then it escalated, and that part right there was definitely totally wrong because there's totally different ways you can handle that. You see what I'm saying? Before you got to the car, y'all could have tackled them to the ground or something. That's just my stance on that whole situation. It shouldn't have come to a gun if the person don't have a gun in his hand at that time.
I
You see what
know,
I'm saying?
yeah, but they said that he had a knife or something like that. You didn't know if the knife was already there, if he went to the store or and stuff like that and stuff like that. But he was, and like I said, the cops were originally there to deal with the fight. Why did they go after Jacob Blake? They
Good point. Well, good point. Because I heard that he had like maybe like some like you said a history as far as like some domestic situation with his girl or something. I don't know if it was actually a felony or like just a misdemeanor as far as like petty rape or something. I don't know what the hell it was. But I'm just saying like I don't know if that was the reason they felt like they should have escalated it, which was right in a sense because if he went to court for that, did he have a warrant?
I don't think they did. And yeah, anyway, even if he had issues, that's not what they were there for.
Yeah,
They had no right to go after Jacob Blake because they just brought up this evidence after what happened to him. And they wanted
yeah,
to bring it up because they wanted to find an excuse to try to get away with what they did wrong. Meanwhile, Kyle Rittenhouse, they're treating him like a hero, even though he was a 70-year-old criminal who shot up innocent protesters who were protesting in support of Black Lives Matter. By the way, they were white
yeah.
protesters that were supporting Black Lives Matter and fighting, and they were the ones that were shot and killed. And Kyle Rittenhouse is being treated like the hero. They're trying to get Kyle Rittenhouse off out of jail and off the hook because they're treating him like a hero and stuff like that. Um,
I do believe that that might have been like Antifa in a lot of ways in that situation with the Kyle Rittenhouse. You
Kyle
know,
Rittenhouse is not Antifa, and Antifa, they are against fascism and were against Donald Trump. Kyle Rittenhouse was a supporter of Blue Lives Matter. Those are
yeah,
the people who will support cops, but we know what they really are. They support cops who attack black people because I don't see the Blue Lives Matter people defend the police officers that were attacked by the uh, um, that were attacked in the U.S. Capitol by Trump them Trump supporters, those MAGA retards who stormed
Mhm.
that Capitol, which I will talk about later. Um,
Well,
but
that definitely was like cleared out yesterday as far as you can see the double standard. But with the Rittenhouse situation, I just felt like maybe that the Antifa was involved only because of how Kyle Rittenhouse responded. I feel like maybe they were in the mix somehow. I'm not saying he's Antifa, but I'm saying like the whole situation just seemed like it was just like something that just was provoked
um,
in a sense. You know what I mean?
it,
Like I might be
it,
wrong on that.
if that Tifa was there, I think they were kind of on the side of BLM. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
they were there or not, but I heard that if they were kind of on the side of Black Lives Matter. There's still a lot to learn about Antifa that I still just don't know about when it comes to Antifa. So, but I know that they were anti-Trump, anti-fascism, anti-Republican. That's the only thing I really know. And then that you see them in their protests, how rowdy they can get. I
Yeah.
just only know that part. But I noticed that Kyle Rittenhouse was a Proud Boy supporter and a supporter of the Blue Lives Matter movement. That's the movement of that's it's supposed to be a support. They use it as a front to support cops, but it turns out it's actually a front to support racist cops that attack black people and try to get away with it. I don't, like I said, when actual good cops is attacked by actual criminals and who are white and racist and are attacked by Trump supporters like the Capitol cops at the U.S. Capitol building, uh, not a peep from Blue Lives Matter. That shows you that the real agenda of Blue Lives Matter and people like Kyle Rittenhouse, who is a supporter or member of Blue Lives Matter or a supporter, um, that mother needs to be arrested as well. Kyle Rittenhouse's mother, because Kyle Rittenhouse is 17 years old and in Wisconsin is illegal for he had no permit, but he was trained with that weapon and it's illegal in the state of Wisconsin for
Yeah.
anyone under the age of either 18 or 21, whichever one of those, to have a
Yeah.
weapon. You have to be a certain age and training and to have a weapon.
Yeah, that's just like crazy. It kind of remind me like when I first turned 17, like they just start sending you credit cards in the mail. How is he able to get I think he had an AR-15 or something. Like
Yeah,
how do you get that
and
much money?
another thing is that they're starting to put stricter gun laws. He wasn't even supposed to have that particular type of weapon, and
Hmm.
he's not even from the state of Wisconsin. He actually lives in Illinois. He's a citizen
Yeah.
in Illinois, not Wisconsin. His mother drove him to Wisconsin from Illinois, so he's not even a resident of the state of Wisconsin. He's a resident of the state of Illinois.
Jdawg, that's scary to me because when that happened, my son just went to college in Illinois, and that kind of sent chills down my spine to know that you can actually access that type of weapon in the state. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying? That you live in, even though my son just go
yes,
to college there. Like, yeah, man, it's just like crazy how certain things can be like overlooked. Like he only 17. He don't deserve to have it at that age.
yes. But because he's arrested, he's supposed to lose. It's gonna be harder for him to have a weapon on but if they don't put him in a situation where if they don't ban him from weapons, he could find a way to easily get that weapon again if they don't ban him from at least specific weapons. And that
Yeah, I
is
heard he was out of
especially
jail.
it's even going to be worse if they decide to drop the charges. I don't think they have dropped the charges yet because I think he's supposed to be in court. So that means they haven't dropped the charges. So that's what's keeping him from having another weapon on him. But if they drop the charges and if he's able to get scot free, he'll have his rights, his Second Amendment rights will be reactivated.
Yeah, he's in litigation between lawyers. I think he's in
Yes,
something like that. Like, yeah,
yes.
I do follow that. You know, how you feel about Donald Trump? His Twitter getting suspended today permanently.
Um,
Permanently, they suspended it permanently.
yeah. First of all, he deserves it because he incited. Now, to tell you the truth, I don't believe in any kind of censorship. You need to know what they're saying, and they still should have the right to say what they need to say. But just know that you will be held accountable for what you said, because if they can censor the president, that's going to open grounds to have us censored as well. And as well as people that we like Tariq, Farrakhan. They already went after Farrakhan, um, Professor Black Truth, Jason Black, Phil. When
Yeah,
you're able to censor a president, you're now opening the grounds to censor people below a president. That's the one thing I'm afraid when it comes to Donald Trump being censored. So I think that they should still give him his account, but they still should find a way to tell Donald Trump that he will be responsible for whatever he says and that he will be still held. Just tell him that it is your fault because you said these things.
great point. Yeah, because I think that like you said, like I think that the Supreme Court will probably, because they still in place, like they're gonna probably be in place for the next 10 years because of, like, you know, he appointed all of those people. So
Yeah.
you got a great point. You got a great point.
And the Supreme Court is lifetime. It doesn't, we don't know exactly how many years. It depends on how long a person is able to stay in the Supreme Court. Because some of those the older Supreme Court people, like your Clarence Thompson, it looks like he looks the part that his time is almost up. He either gonna
Yeah,
die in the chair or he's gonna leave just to, because he may not feel like he could sit in that chair any longer.
yeah. His
Um,
wife, Clarence Thomas' wife, is a staunch Trump supporter. She
yeah.
ain't say
Oh, I
nothing.
didn't
She
know
ain't say
that.
nothing. Yeah, she didn't say nothing after the fact is that the Capitol got stormed. But she was talking a lot of good stuff, like the supporting that whole situation, and then she stopped tweeting after that Capitol, you know, breach happened. Yeah, she loves some Trump.
Yeah.
Clarence Thomas' wife. I think
Oh,
she's
okay.
a white
Yeah,
woman.
yeah.
She's a white
But
woman.
you know what? I think the Supreme Court is going to step in, even if it was not Trump. The Supreme Court most likely could be in favor of Trump. Well, number one, because president privilege, and number two, if it turns out it's a violation of his First Amendment rights, although it's going to be, Twitter is a private company, so they don't have to abide by First Amendment rights. See, that's
Okay.
another thing. Twitter doesn't have to oblige to First Amendment rights because they are a private company. If they were a public company, and then, or if they are now, unless there's evidence to show that they are censoring people falsely, then the Supreme Court will have the right to be in favor of people who have been censored or removed because of violation of First Amendment rights and stuff like that.
Jdawg, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
I like the way you said that you've been on since 2006. I've been on YouTube probably since like maybe 2014 or so, but I've never been censored. I've had one account my whole life on YouTube or on any platforms. I've never been like taken off of any platform for the words that I say. To me, that's an accomplishment. That just shows the difference between people who have like actually who humble themselves or have like enough morals to know not to overstep boundaries. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. But now we have to be more careful. The fact that they were able to censor the president shows that we're going to have to start being a lot more careful with what the also along with the new community guidelines in both Twitter and YouTube, and the fact that they were able to censor a politician shows that we on YouTube, people like Tariq and us, we're going to have to be
Yeah.
even 10 times more careful, because what my worst fear is by censoring someone like a Donald Trump, if Tariq Nasheed's account got suspended and he decides to sue Twitter, all Twitter has to say is, we're not racist. This ain't a racist idea. We censored the president and or soon to be former president. So we're not racist. We're fair of who we censor and stuff like that. See, that's where I fear. Now, I think, yes, someone needed to shut up Donald Trump and held Donald Trump accountable. But I think there was another way that we could held Donald Trump accountable, because right now my only fear is now we open a Pandora's box of censorship that is going to cause people below politicians, but the people, the average Joe and stuff who just wants to speak their mind. Well, and even if it's not illegal, now they're at risk of censorship as well. That is my
You,
only fear of the censorship.
you know what? And that's correct. I might have overstated that he was permanently banned, but that's the word that's going around is that he's permanently banned. So how long that lasts, who knows? But like you said, that might be a can of worms that people don't want to open. That should be
Yeah.
something
So
maybe thought about carefully, you know.
yeah, so that's why I wasn't 100% celebrating Trump being removed from Twitter. I was like, no, 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 no. They're just like I wasn't even celebrating Alex Jones and Richard Spencer being Spencer. I was like, I hate these guys,
Yeah,
but there are some stuff that we say that these platforms don't like either. But because they censored a Spencer or a Trump, that's going to give them cover. I think the reason why they censored Jones and Spencer was because they needed some kind of cover to censor Farrakhan, which they did. That's what happened. They found out that they censored Jones and Spencer to give cover to censor Farrakhan, because they don't
Farrakhan
want
is
to
a
feel
great
like
man.
it was race. They didn't want to feel like racist. But now that they also can censor a politician like Donald Trump, or I call him Donald Trump, yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna open. That's gonna make it more reason to be aware that there's a censorship problem. So, like I said, I was like, I wasn't gonna make a ha ha Trump got censored. I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second. If he can be censored, then who else could they censor? No, this is going to eventually backfire. And then
great
that's
point.
why I promote going to black owned platforms like Black Junction and stuff like that, so that it's a lot harder for them to try to censor us, because I upload videos on Black Junction TV, which is like YouTube. I upload videos there too, and I'm trying to hope that we can. I try to persuade some people to go over to the GoFundMe to donate money to, if they still have that GoFundMe campaign, to try to get live streaming over at Black Junction, so we can try to do live streaming there. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta send that to me. Like I said, like if you put in a link or if you just send it to my name because it's at gmail.com, my name and all lowercase letters. So, I mean, I'm interested. I'm always interested in finding new platforms that might be more positive for for us as a people. And it's like you said, it's like independent.
Yeah. First, I'm gonna leave the link to my my Black Junction account first. This is my Black Junction account. If you are not subscribed to Black Junction, this is to my Pacific account. But yeah, if you those of you who don't know about Black Junction, it's a new platform. It's been a while here for a while. Um, yeah, it's been around for a while. And here's also the GoFundMe. Let me put that down. Hold on. Oops, sorry about that. This is the GoFundMe to their. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family members. Tell them, yeah. To
Yeah,
see,
when I get back in the chat, I'm gonna definitely look at it because that's the thing.
yeah,
Like I'm always interested in like finding new avenues as far as like that could be helpful, for like just my regular life. Or like you said, you share them with people, and you never know what type of mind. Well, it's always good to have good mindset and good network. You see what
yeah,
I'm saying? That's the way I
yeah.
look at it.
All right, yeah. Now I wanted to bring up, the chaos in DC. So for those who don't know, um, there was a riot at the state capitol. You had people just storming the state capitol, taking selfies. You even had the cops involved. The cops was helping the protesters. They were letting the rioters in. They were taking selfies with the rioters. Now, one police officer actually did his job and shot a criminal, a female criminal, um, and I'm going to show you or I might do in a separate video the criminal who got shot. If not, then I'm just in case if I don't, I'm going to show you that individual as soon as I can find. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Condolences, but goodness gracious, no condolences. That was like a total breach.
No. This person that got shot and killed.
Yeah,
Don't feel sorry for that individual.
but you
Uh,
know what? It's like for me, it's like just sad to see that that's what it's got to come to because you don't want to respect the rules. It goes for us mainly because, like, not saying we don't respect the rules, but put it like this: like, she deserved that because that was treason. But like when you see people get shot, that's not right because there's other ways to handle that. So what she did was totally wrong. So yeah, no condolences. I mean, put it like this: for me, it's just hard to see somebody get taken down like that. That's all I'm saying. There's no like sympathy for her. You see what I'm saying? But it's like, damn.
no, this was her. This is the woman right here who got shot by the police. Now,
Yeah.
turns out her name is Ashila Babbitt. Ashila Babbitt. She's a starch Trump supporter, and the racists were mad that the cop shot this woman and killed her. But she, like I said, now she was in the wrong. He was in fear of his life, actually in fear of his life. And notice, yeah, see, but these were the same people when a black guy gets shot or a black woman gets shot, they'd be like, maybe that individual should have complied with the law and blah, blah, blah. Well, this woman didn't comply with the law and got shot, and they're angry.
She was totally wrong. Just like the people that actually thought that they had a right to just overpower a building that was trying to, switch power, like, to the other
Yeah,
president. It's just
yeah.
crazy. Like how that's a privilege
Yeah,
to
because
have.
they claim that the election was stolen and stuff like that. When there's no evidence that of voter fraud, there was no evidence, and then you even had some politicians want to denounce the vote and stuff, and they are the reason why these people got emboldened.
Exactly. And you know what's funny about all this is that like and don't be and try to understand this. I voted for Trump. You know why I voted for Trump? Only reason I voted for Trump because it was my right to vote. It don't mean that I actually thought that he was going to be better than Biden. It's just that like the history of the Democratic Party to me. You see what I'm saying? And I like the Democratic Party because when Obama was in office, I voted for Obama. I,
Something is going on. Hold on a second. There's been your audio has been getting going back and forth. I bet you YouTube and them is doing something because it looks like your audio keeps going low and then it goes high again and stuff. I just don't know what's going on.
okay, can you hear me now? And I'm gonna try to
Yeah,
keep it
yeah,
simple.
yeah. I can hear you now, but continue what you were saying.
Well, the only reason I voted for Trump because it's my right to vote. Like I might have 100 misdemeanors, but I don't have no felonies. But the point is, we vote just because you want to try to get something out of your government, And it's like I voted for Obama the first time, but I voted for Trump this time because you just see all of the arrogance within the government, like, and it's just like whether it's on either side, like it's just the right to vote. It don't mean that I think that he's better than Biden. It don't mean that Biden is better than Trump. It just means that I had a right to vote. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I'm glad he out of office. It don't mean that my vote defines who I am. You see what I'm saying? Because to me, it doesn't. It just feels like I started my own business this year, 2021. I started my own page. I'm thinking I don't want to work for nobody no more. So maybe that's the reason why I voted for Trump. You see what I'm saying?
Me, I just decided not to vote for any of them due to the fact that Biden, he's already shown. If you heard about the call when he was talking about the civil rights leaders, he was like, um, he was like, you know what? Screw black people and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do anything specifically for y'all. You better start working with the Hispanics because the Hispanics is going to populate a lot faster, thinking that we can't catch up and stuff like that. The reason why we some of us can't catch up is because you have found ways to separate the black man from the black woman. You keep killing us and stuff like that. That's why black population is dwindling, or at least is not able to catch up to the Hispanics population. I don't think we're going extinct, but we're not catching up with the Hispanics. And here's the thing: white people is the one that's declining the most than any other race, and
And you know,
they're about to be the minority.
and you know what? And that to me, like we say they like as far as like I just feel like we pick up a lot of non-unity. We pick up capitalist ideas that's kind of been like plaguing us as a people. You know what I mean? Like I love all my people, but sometimes I just feel like there's no unity. It's only us. It's only like me, like in a sense. It's not like a unity, like, and that's where I think we need to actually come to like a realization that it's supposed to be about unity and normalcy. It's not supposed to be about capitalistic ideas and we got to see P Diddy on TV. Everybody want to be a capitalist, and I feel like our own people sometimes want us to pull us up by our own bootstraps, and we support them. You see what I'm saying? Like that's just my opinion.
Yes, and that's what we're starting. We're now starting to get in the habit. Some of us are at least 40% of us, maybe 45 at most, is now starting to get that. But yeah, you still got maybe 50 to 60 people within our community, and we may not need a large majority, a large number of us on code. We just need enough of us on code to save our community, because that's exactly what happened with the civil rights and Black Wall Street. It wasn't every last one of us. It wasn't a majority of us. It was just a few of us that was enough to fix our community and get something better. We're starting to get on code. We're starting to support and I believe in time we'll finally wake up, or at least majority of us will wake up. Not all of us, just enough of us will wake up if we haven't already to start really getting some stuff. I think we're getting to that point. We're getting there if we're not there already.
I can
But
respect that. I can
yeah,
respect that because like you said, it's not going to be all of us, and I might not even be all of us. But it's like a, a, a number of us I can respect if that's the case because that's progress in itself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's only going to be a number of us. But like we said, some of us, 2/3 of us is gone forever. Even if they're still alive, they're considered gone. We can't save them, but let's save the people we can, because black people are starting to form their own businesses, their own platforms. Let's just save them, and the people who are too far gone, we're gonna have to eventually leave them behind.
But what does it lead to? Does it lead to being a capitalist, or does it still lead to even bigger things with us as a people? Like that's my
Hopefully,
whole thing.
hopefully bigger things. We need to start seeing the bigger picture. We're going to have to realize we're going to have to create an economic base, a political base to save our community, because
Exactly.
what we're doing now, or at least what some of us used to do in the past, was not helping our community and stuff like that. And
Can
we
I
all need to
can
call
I
out.
share yeah. Can I
Yeah,
share a story? Can I share a story with you?
yeah.
Me as a youth living in Washington, DC. I worked for my cousin. He had like one of the most lucrative landscaping business in the Southeast DC regional Maryland area.
Okay.
I watched him build that company to where he was like $1 million company. And then I seen him bring in other cultures to make the pay cheaper. So when I say a capitalist mindset, I really do be meaning it because I've experienced it. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm not working for him anymore. You know what I mean? I moved on in life. That's all I really mean. Like I just realized,
Yeah,
our people have
that's
some time of they have a our people have a way about them sometimes that's not really for you. It's for them in a sense, you
Yeah,
know.
he should not have done. There was something I know that you want to make sure that a lot of people get employed, but I should focus on my own people being employed first before I help everyone else, because you do not see other groups employ people outside their group before them. So
Yep.
you employ your people first and then worry about other people when there's enough money and room to be for employment and stuff like that, because a lot of people need jobs, and a lot of the white businesses do the same thing. They hire these foreigners who will work for less because they came from beat down third world countries. Meanwhile, the America born citizen who's the descendant of slave, or even the slave owner, who knows
Hello?
about America being the richest country, and being the richest country, and they're getting screwed over because they know that if we're treated wrong, we know our rights more than the foreigner, and all we got to do is just protest and use the legal system and the politics. That's why they go for the immigrant, why they support immigrants and stuff. Oh, it looks like he's out. um I guess he went out. I guess he had something to do. But yeah, now back to the state capital situation. Um, yeah, I now hear that they're looking to for those individuals who mastermind the thing, so they can press charges on them and stuff like that, which they should. They should do such things, because these people, because like I said, if it was Black Lives Matter, they would have been dealt with a lot harsher. So they need to find and arrest those people, because that was just crazy. That was just crazy. And don't expect more stuff like that to happen again, especially around the time Joe Biden and Kamala Harris get inaugurated, which will be on January 20th. Expect similar stuff might happen again like that. Okay, that's understandable. I'm about to basically get off this live stream anyway. But thank you for coming in. Um Do you do videos on your channel, by the way? Because if you do, I want people to subscribe to you. And you're allowed to put the link to your channel if you want people to subscribe to you. Because I think I am subscribed to you, but we need we need you to have more people subscribe to you, especially if you are starting to create videos and stuff like that. That is if you are doing it. Oh, okay, good. Hold on. Let me find you real quick. Um, okay, I see your account. I didn't know I wasn't subscribed. All right. Well, I'm subscribed to you now. This is Ronald Finkel's channel. Let me go to him. Right here. All right. This is Ronald Finkel's channel. Hold on a second. What I might also do is I might put your I sometimes put the I might put your link onto the description box and comment section so that people will be subscribed. Hopefully people will see it and subscribe to your channel. This is Ronald Finkel's channel in the description box. If you just coming in, if you come across this live stream and see this link, please subscribe to Ronald Finkel's channel. It's subscribe. I just subscribed to his channel, so y'all subscribe to his channel as well. But that's all I have about to say. I'll leave the link to his channel in the comment section. And any other stuff that I need to leave the links in the comment section and description box. But I'm about to end this. I don't know when I'm going to do another live stream, but I'm about to end this. But that's all I have to say. This is Jdawg. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Peace, everyone.